Hello conclave-x, this is Kazatul, Officer of conclave-x, and I thought I would cut a video of myself running through Proving Grounds Expert difficulty level with 3-star champions. I know a lot of you are at the point in progression where you're really hungry for these tier 4 basic catalysts here, and so you can rank for some of your 4-star champions. And this is a consistent and a surefire way to farm a few extra tier 4 basic catalysts each month. So if you're in need of these, I certainly hope you're at least doing the easiest path of Proving Grounds every day. I mean, you get about a thousand shards for doing just the easiest path, and yeah, well, that's considerably slower than getting 3,000 shards. One, it takes about 1/3 the quest energy to do, and two, it's pretty doggone easy here. So I'm taking the hard path here, and that local node effect. You see that little orange border on their profile means they have an effect around them, and I believe that effect is 50% health and damage. So yeah, while I'm trying to buy time here, I'm actually logging into my Kazatul account on my iPhone and verifying this. So I'll let you know for sure momentarily. But yeah, just as you see here, if you watch the gameplay, I'm being pretty doggone basic with my fighting style here. Pretty much just parry and beating off specials is all you gotta do. On Proving Grounds Expert, they can special 3, so you don't want to push them to that point, otherwise you're going to not have a great day. And speaking of Tier 4 basic catalysts, today's day 21, and this month that's the day we get our Tier 4 basic catalyst, so I just scored another one on Event. So there's one fight in particular here where I just intercept pretty constantly. When I get to vision, I brought a magic with, so I just power lock them and get them in the corner and just hammer away at them with backdraft intercepts. We'll see that when I'll point that out when we get there. But one thing I noticed, you do have, if you're bringing 3 stars, or I guess even if you're bringing rank 3, 4 stars, you really have to work at this. You can see I'm not doing a whole huge amount of damage just attacking them here. So there's in each fight you have to bait quite a bit, and there's plenty of times where I slip up a little. Fortunately, their attack isn't so high where it just destroys you like we see on day 5 of Alliance Quest, but yeah, definitely feel it if you get tagged with a 5-hit combo by these guys. So I'm not going to narrate everything here, you know, just point things out here and there. Just pretty much just let you sit back and watch. If you want to, feel free to zip ahead if there's a particular match you want to see. And you know, I guess it really gets interesting when you get to the boss of the level here. If you take the hardest, so the boss is being powered up. How's that work? Boss is being... I'll have to look. I don't remember how the boss's link nodes work, so let me take a look. Okay, so on the easiest 2 paths, there are power-ups, link nodes to the boss. On the easiest path, 200% attack and health, an enhanced special 2 and enhanced special 1, which means both of those specials are unblockable. And on a medium path, there's a limber effect, 100% attack and health. So, yeah, those link nodes will both still be active when I fight the final boss here. So we'll have to contend with all of that wonderful fun. But yeah, the local node effect actually is just 100% health, so they have twice the health. There's no attack buff until you get to the final boss here. So I'm definitely not the best Blade player in the world. He's not my favorite champion by a fair margins, and I attribute that to simply because of the fact that I'm not very good with them. I always try to regen, and then I always blow it. So when I try to regen, I usually end up breaking even in a match. But you see, the number of intercepts that I'm doing are absolutely minimal in this. Especially with Blade, because I think I'm trying to regenerate more than I started with, which you'll see that I was unsuccessful at doing. I broke even in this match. So here's a vision match, and here's where I pull out the magic, and I just get a little impatient here, and after botching some backdraft intercepts, I finally get it right, and then we'll see. I get hit with a heavy attack, and after that I get serious. So this is OG vision, so he's got that synthesis. You need to bait out that specialty right at the beginning, otherwise if you wait too long, and if you do nothing else, he'll synthesis again and go into the L3. So he's not being cooperative with the backdraft intercepts here. Get one, and then I think I blow it here. Yeah, I hit him too many times. So fortunately, I had limbo going, so I didn't take any damage there. So now that he knocked me down, I'm serious. So with the backdraft intercept, you see I'm not finishing off with a medium. So ideally you're doing a medium, light, back, and then if you see him follow you, you immediately initiate attack, and then repeat, and then when his power lock expires in the case of magic, or is about to expire, or you're just about to hit that L3, then you just fire off your special attack again to keep the power lock. But as you see, it's using the intercepts a little faster. And then the first match that I had in this quest was also against an Electro, and I mean, he does some good reflect damage there, so the first Electro took my blade down to about 50%, so here I was determined not to reflect damage myself to death, so I was spending a lot of time here just parrying, inflicting that bleed, and then regenerating. Let's see if I actually pull it off. So yeah, with Electro, he's got a relatively short reach on that special one, so if you're back far enough, it won't hit you. You don't have a block or anything, so if you've got a full screen in between you, then it's not going to hit you, and then for some reason, with the AI, I think it's a bug, you can be all the way across the screen where he can't hit you with it, and he'll still fire it off. So Electro's special one is pretty easy to bait out. As you see, I'm letting a lot of attack opportunities go because I'm trying to regenerate. You can see I'm taking some pretty nasty reflect damage there. It looks, what is it, 3 or 4% each time I hit him. So usually I bring an Archangel to deal with Electro. Also, if you have a Ghost Rider and a Blade, that works too. Especially if you bring the Trinity with. because you've got all that ability accuracy reduction, and you just don't take as much reflect damage. But I haven't leveled up my 3-star Ghost Rider to max level, or even close, I don't think. So the reason I did this match instead of using Iceman is I wasn't thinking, because in Alliance War on the custom, I always have a blade with me, and on my path there's a Spider-Man. So I was like, okay, well, I just Spidey him just like I do in Alliance Quest. So yeah, that's what I'm trying to do, basically stun him and then just attack him when he's stunned. And also trying to regen as well, which is distracting me and slowing me down. So it probably would have been better to just use Iceman from the start on this, but I didn't. So I'm actually gaining health here for once. I hate evade champs. Okay, so Ultron. Fully powered up, 12k. Who will I use? Probably should have used Spider-Man because he punishes robots, but I love myself some Infinity War Cappy. You get even one kinetic charge on him, the guy is tough as nails, he can take a beating. So on both of my accounts I use an Infinity War Cappy for Alliance Quest, and in the case of the Velvet account, since that one doesn't have as many rank 5s, I run 4-star rank 4 characters on there, including a Infinity War Cappy, and he's usually the only one standing at the end. And a lot of times, if I just start the Dormammu final boss fight with the Cappy, he'll get all the way through it without getting KO'd. So yeah, Cappy can take a beating, especially if you're fighting against Mystics, because if you have one kinetic charge up and you're fighting a Mystic, every hit they land on you is going to be glancing. So taking what 30% of the damage or something like that. So even if they land hits on you, it's not lights out there in Alliance Quest. And then of course Cappy's L2, especially if you have a lot of kinetic charges, just does some brutal damage. It has a stun the more charges you have on there. Of course this Ultron has Limber on him, and eventually gets to the point where he's pretty much unstunnable, but that's okay. It's no problem. His L1's easy to bait out, and you see I took one in the face there, and laser to the face. Did about 35% damage, which, considering it's a 3-star champ against the supercharged Ultron, not too bad. I think if I had a domino or something here, they would be pretty much flattened by now. So yeah, I highly recommend baiting out the L1s if you're fighting Ultron on this. You can also get a Gambit or a Loki or a Crossbones as the final boss for Proving Grounds here. So yeah, the L2 is a lot harder to avoid, and I don't attribute that to skill. I know the concept behind avoiding SL2, but it's kind of like swipe back, and swipe back one more time, and hope that between the three of them you didn't get clipped by one of the fireballs. So that's usually how it works. Well, anyways, thanks for watching my video, and hopefully this will help you, give you some confidence. I encourage you to do some of this content and maybe pick up some extra T4 basics. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in game.